Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, Hurricane Irene devastated the city. We have an update for you on where to drop off your storm debris and where the city stands in regards to power. Plus, a local author is selling a book to benefit Marlborough Hospital's planned expansion. And coming up later in this half hour, the Marlborough High School Marching Band is prepping for their part in the Labor Day Parade. Those stories and more are coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with this week's top story. National Grid officials said Tropical Storm Irene damaged more power lines than the ice storm of 2008. Hundreds of wires, along with 30 of the company's transmission lines, went down Sunday at the height of the storm. The hardest hit Metro West areas included Marlborough, where 10,669 of the city's 18,000 customers were without power. Residents were urged, when out clearing damage and trees in their yards, to stay away from downed wires even if they appeared dormant. We stopped to talk with a few residents on Monday morning as the cleanup began. We found out that residents were prepared for a power outage, but not for as long as National Grid expected. Plus, when you're a mother of young children, it can be a bit more difficult to deal with the situation. Jennifer Goodwin had even more problems on top of the power outage.
Everything in the fridge is gone, freezer started melting out. Did not plan for it to be this long, like I said, it's just melted everywhere. Basement was flooded, coming all the way up the steps. Luckily I prepared for that the best I could. I have things put up, but it's still mopping. We have no power to even fan it to dry it. Water keeps just finding its way into the middle again, and we're working with it the best we can.
Despite all these challenges, Jennifer's biggest problem was
keeping the kids busy. That's the problem, because when they're not busy, they're hungry, and then you have to try and compensate for that with playing something, and you kind of start to lose your focus on what else to do.
Around the corner, another couple was trying to clean up, but with no children to take care of in the house, they had a different view on the situation of a power outage.
Oh, it's very exciting. It's romantic, especially if you're with someone that you can have a nice cocktail with, and we did that.
Even though the Scotts didn't mind the situation, it still can prove to be an inconvenience and a wake-up call.
Oh, I've lived in Marlborough all my life. And I don't ever remember being without power, for this length of time. We get so used to having everything at our fingertips that sometimes we lose sight of the fact that how lucky we are.
It's been a long week for most residents as the city recovers from the hurricane. Mayor Nancy Stevens sat down with us to discuss how the city handled the emergency and where we stand today.
If you look at it overall compared to some of the communities in other states that were flooded out and things like that, I think we fared fairly well. We did have power outages. At one point we had almost the entire city was out.
Progress was made throughout the week as more and more power returned, but then on Wednesday night the unthinkable happened.
We did see an increase overnight in the outages, which people are going to say it's counterproductive, but what happened was some of the lines, once they got energized, then transformers went out, so some that were up then ended up going down.
As of Thursday, there were no concentrated areas without power.
It has been an extremely frustrating week. I have to tell you, I have never been so frustrated with the lack of communication and the lack of information that we're getting in terms of where are these streets. I've been asking for 2 days for a report by street that says these are the homes that are out. So we can help with that, but we're doing this all visually with our public safety personnel that are telling us when they're seeing areas that are out.
As a result of extended power outages and other after effects of the recent storm, Marlborough Public Schools moved the start date for students to next Tuesday.
We still, as of Tuesday, had a school that was down and still had widespread power outages, trees down, and we just felt that for the safety of our staff and our students that it was best to delay students returning to school. Staff had their professional development days Wednesday and Thursday of this week in order to get those professional development days in, but students are going to return next Tuesday, September 6th.
Food safety was another issue that came up this week. Stevens says if you lost power and something looks questionable in your fridge, throw it away.
If there's any doubt in your mind that there's something wrong with the food, throw it away. But we do have some food safety guidelines up on the website, and I encourage you to look at them. It's not worth having food poisoning from eating spoiled food.
Now to the cleanup of storm debris.
DPW is out now doing cleanup, removing debris from the roadways. We have our sweepers out. We've had tree crews out cutting trees and working on different areas. The DPW will only be picking up debris that is in the right-of-way. We do not want residents to be pulling debris. If they have a tree that fell in the back of their yard, they are not to pull it to the curb. We will not be picking that debris up. What we are doing is we are opening the old landfill site on Hudson Street to bring debris. Nothing in bags. We don't want the leaves. We just want large debris, tree down, limbs, and things like that.
The DPW is also reminding residents of their holiday schedule with trash pickup that will extend through next week.
We are still on a holiday schedule this week for trash pickup. We are one day off. We didn't want to be having trash and recyclables out on Monday in case the winds were still up. And then we're also on a holiday schedule next week because of the Labor Day holiday. So this week and next week, whatever your day is, one day later.
We want to also take a moment to update you on the city's water ban. The Commissioner of Public Works, Ron LaFreniere, announced on Wednesday that the mandatory restrictions on non-essential outdoor water use is over. Residents and property owners may now resume regular use of their water supply, including any and all water uses previously restricted. If you have any questions, please call the DPW at 508-624-6910 extension 7100. Another announcement was made on Monday night as city officials released details of an event that will take place on Sunday, September 11th to mark the 10th year anniversary of the terrorist attacks. The event will be held at the Walker Building on Main Street and will begin at 9:58 a.m., the moment when the South Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City collapsed 10 years ago. All are encouraged to attend. City councilors Monday night voted to create a new municipal account for cleanup for Tropical Storm Irene. Councilors voted to suspend the rules to hear the transfer request from the mayor, who asked to move $100,000 from the city's undesignated stabilization account to a new account called Hurricane Irene. Superintendent Anthony Pope told district officials Tuesday night that the schools are in good shape and will be ready to welcome students next week despite the lingering effects of Tropical Storm Irene. Pope says that nearly all faculty and staff positions have been filled for the new year. He also commented that high school assistant principal Dan Riley has mapped out more effective bus routes, which are posted on the district's website. You can check them out at mps-edu.org. A group of residents and officials working to improve the downtown area visited the city of Haverhill in August to learn how they are aiming to spruce up their own downtown area. Reporter Megan Mellon has this story.
On August 20th, Marlborough's Economic Development Corporation and the Downtown Village Association visited Haverhill to see how they've been revitalizing their downtown, and they were very impressed.
Very pleased with what I saw today, because I must say that, first of all, I'm a big supporter of the murals in Marlborough. I've been working with Bob Kane on this, but it was a great trip.
I thought the events of today were terrific. You know, I'm very much enthused by the spirit that occurs up in Haverhill.
Marlborough is looking to revitalize their downtown area, and back in 2007, the idea of murals first came up, so that was a big reason for the trip.
For people to see what murals can do for a downtown, what they look like when they're done by professional artists, and what they bring to the city and to the people and history, the ones they have here in Haverhill, share an awful lot about the city of Haverhill's history, and you can see how well they're done.
Bob Kane said Haverhill was a good place to visit because of its similarities with Marlborough.
It's been a real great fact-finding trip, mission, whatever you want to call it, but I think overall it's been a huge success.
Leota Surratt was happy to hear from Marlborough and show the group around town. Our community isn't the only one that's been interested in what Haverhill is doing.
I've received calls as far as California, Texas, Florida, New York State called. All of them asking about different little pieces of what we're doing and how we're doing that.
Although Haverhill's downtown area is much larger than Marlborough's, business owners like Mary Scott of the Main Street Cafe said that this was a good way for them to enhance their vision.
I came with a vision, but this was definitely more of a project. It was an investigation. We're here to investigate what Haverhill did to revitalize their community. And we may be apples and oranges, but there are things that you can draw from what Haverhill did.
Now that the visit is over, where does downtown Marlborough go from here?
Well, the next step is, I've been trying to get a mural project in downtown Marlborough for going on 3 years now, and I know the Downtown Village Association is very high on it. The tough study that was done about a year or two ago recommended doing murals, and I think we're going to push for try to get at least one mural going, get one mural done, get it up.
For Marlborough This Week, I'm Megan Mellon.
Speaking of improving areas of Marlborough, a new cancer pavilion is in the works to improve and expand care at Marlborough Hospital. To help raise funds for the addition, Tom Hall, a Marlborough resident, is now selling a book called Spectrums. To kick off the sale of the book, a book signing was held last week.
The book doesn't have a hospital theme or a medical theme, anything like that, but it is dedicated to my mom, who has been a cheerleader for me my entire life.
Marlborough resident Tom Hall spent several hours on Tuesday at Marlborough Hospital's Leahy Conference Center, signing books and talking about the hospital's amazing care.
They just do outstanding work. And now that the new cancer pavilion has been approved here, I saw the book signing as an opportunity to bring more attention to the wonderful work that's being done here and also the cancer pavilion.
The book Spectrums, Hall's second novel, is dedicated to his mother. Hall's mother, Jean, was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2008 after beating it once 12 years ago.
Dedicated to her, and by having the book signing here, it kind of brings things full circle in terms of the way people have been able to take care of her and to improve her quality of life. She's been having chemotherapy here for 3 years, and it's remarkable, the people in the oncology department in particular who we've come to know.
Hall hopes that the book signing will draw more attention to what Marlborough Hospital does and what the Cancer Care Pavilion would mean to patients.
Currently, cancer patients who require radiation can't get it here at Marlborough Hospital. They have to go to Worcester or have to go into Boston. And when you're going through the stress of cancer treatment, to have to travel those distances just makes things more difficult.
The book is available for $15, and 100% of the proceeds will benefit Marlborough Hospital's expansion of cancer care. This week, Hall presented Marlborough Hospital with a check from his book sales so far. Hall promised to double the sales in books he sold since he feels so strongly about Marlborough Hospital and the future cancer pavilion. The check presentation was made on Tuesday afternoon to the interim president of the hospital.
We ended up selling 66 books. And I felt like I could bump that up to 100. And they were $15 each, so that's $1,500. And then some people, knowing that it was going to the hospital and for the cancer pavilion, actually contributed more than the $15. So here's a check for $1,600.
On behalf of the hospital, we just can't thank you enough. We are truly honored and humbled by this gesture on your part. It means so much to our hospital, our community, and frankly, it gives us all the more strength of our passion about this cancer pavilion, because we know it's going to touch so many lives, it's going to improve lives, and you've been a big part of that, and we really appreciate that. So thank you, and we'll keep that close in our thoughts as we continue this project.
Still to come as we continue with Marlborough This Week, a staple of the Labor Day Parade is the Marlborough High School Marching Band, and we caught them preparing for their parade performance. But first, the Labor Day Parade is happening this Monday, and we have a few announcements for you, including who this year's Grand Marshal is. That story is next. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The Labor Day Parade is coming up on Monday, and this week a couple of important announcements were made at City Hall. The first announcement this week was a donation to the Labor Day Parade from local business partner Raytheon.
And every year we seem to be able to do something like this and thank Raytheon. Raytheon's been always so wonderful with supporting community events. I know that when we have Clean Sweep Day, you make this a big employee event, and I want to thank you on behalf of the entire city for your commitment, Raytheon's commitment to helping the community. You're a wonderful community partner, and it's really been a pleasure to be able to work with you. And I know you have a big check.
A big check, we'd like to...
In terms of size and amount, which is great. And they're donating $5,000 to the Marlborough Labor Day Parade. And I want to turn this over to Lynn if you want to say a few things about
Sure,
Raytheon.
thank you. We just want to underscore, as Mayor Stevens said, that we're very proud to be a partner in our community with the great relationship we have with your administration and the city of Marlborough. And donations like this are just an example of how we love to continue to work with the community and be good stewards and good business partners. So thank you very much.
That's
and we
great.
look forward to our relationship continuing,
Great.
getting even stronger.
Thank you very much. Again, I want to thank Raytheon for their commitment to the community and obviously with helping us with the Labor Day Parade this year.
Next was the announcement of this year's Grand Marshal, who will be recognized at the parade on Monday. This year's recipient is Cosmo Valenti.
Cosmo is being recognized for his substantial contributions to our schools and for his many years of dedicated service to the city of Marlborough. Cosmo's love of music and his desire to teach led him to become a music instructor and band director for the Marlborough school system. He taught in this capacity for 38 years, advocating for students in the arts and developing a music program and curriculum. He believed that music and arts were a vital and important part of a children's learning. In addition to serving as a musical director to our children, Cosmo served for 12 years as a school committee member, and I had the honor and privilege of serving with Cosmo for a lot of those years. In 1972, Cosmo incorporated his experience of teaching and love of music into a local business, Valenti Music, which is still in operation today right next to City Hall. He enjoys working, talking with citizens in our community, repairing musical instruments, and encouraging participation in the arts. Cosmo, congratulations. Would you like to say anything?
Just that I appreciate this, and I want to say that it's been a love affair between me and the city of Marlborough for many years. I have a cold, that's why I'm late getting here. I just get out of Tufts Medical Center in Boston, but I will survive all of this, believe me. But I do want to thank you very much. It's a tremendous honor, and I really appreciate it. And Mayor, you cheated me out of 4 years on the school committee. I served 16
years.
Son of a gun. You forgot. You left us soon. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Thank you. And again, the Labor Day Parade steps off at noon on Monday, September 5th. We hope that you'll all be here. And as the last formal part of this, Cosmo, is with my great honor and pleasure to present you with the plaque honoring you as Grand Marshal of our 60th Labor Day Parade. And the theme of our parade this year is Our Children, Our Future. What better symbol of our children than Cosmo Valenti?
Every year, the Marlborough High School Marching Band marches in the Labor Day Parade. We caught the band practicing last week to find out what exactly goes into ensuring a smooth parade performance.
For these kids to be willing to give up their week in order to prepare for our various performances, I think speaks volumes in terms of what kind of kids we have here.
Marlborough High School Marching Band students have spent all week long preparing for what is sure to be another great parade performance.
The parade for us is a distinction. It's an honor in that the parade director, Mr. Edward Thurber, has allowed us or honored us with starting out the parade, stepping off the parade. And I know that our kids, with their confidence and pride, poise, very excited about that honor and stepping off the parade.
Gary Piazza, the director of the Marlborough High School Jazz Ensemble and Wind Ensemble, is in his 20th year at Marlborough High School, and he has enjoyed every minute working with his students.
I came on board when the marching band position was a part-time high school. I did a little bit of work at the Bigelow Elementary School and the Hildreth Elementary School. And after about a 3 or 4 year period, the position became a full-time position, and I've enjoyed it very much.
Having a full week to prepare for the parade and the upcoming year is essential, and the band takes full advantage of their time together.
It's a team building mechanism for us for the parade. It gives us an advantage during the week of our camp here in preparation for that parade. The advantages are, being able to meet before the start of school, and for these guys to build a bond, for them to work together to prepare for the parade. It just gives us that week advantage before the student body comes into the high school to really do some bonding and preparation that we otherwise wouldn't probably be ready for.
During this practice week, students also prepare for their halftime show during fall football games.
Preparation for our halftime show is by far much more difficult for the kids to understand the various marching and maneuvering techniques that we use. I purposely wait until this Friday to then get into a parade formation because in comparison to what they've been doing Monday through Thursday, this is so much easier to march a straight line versus some of the configurations that we do on a football field. By the time we get to this point, they're feeling pretty confident about, be it music or the maneuvering that they have to do on a street.
Piazza is proud of his students and the dedication that they have portrayed during this practice week.
These are kids who have a sense of pride, have a sense of this poise in what they do in our music department, and I'm dealing with some of Marlborough's top students.
Coming up, Furnishing Options needs donations, plus we'll have your pet of the week. Don't move, we'll be right back.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's summertime, and that means it's grill time. But before we get started, here are 3 safety tips that you need to know. Before you turn on the gas, make sure the cover is up. Make sure you turn on the gas slowly. When igniting, keep your face away from the grill. Follow these tips and you'll have a safe and tasty barbecue.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Furnishing Options, a place where those who are in need can go to help furnish their home, is in need of donations. The organization currently needs full-size sheets, blankets of any size, small kitchen tables, and tall dressers. Here's more about the organization and how it all got started. Furnishing Options provides individuals and families with low income and others, such as people recovering from mental illness, the necessary items to enhance the place they call home. The program is a part of Employment Options, a nonprofit organization based in Marlborough, which has been in operation for over 30 years.
Employment Options is about helping people in recovery with people with psychiatric disabilities. And one of the major challenges, in addition to people's illness, is poverty. And so it makes perfect sense that we would support a program like Furnishing Options to help people deal with poverty issues.
Furnishing Options carries on Employment Options' mission to help those who need it most.
There are so many amazing people that are just wonderful people that just maybe 6 months ago had a great job, responsible job, a high-paying job, and now they're really in need. It's a tough time for many families.
From furniture such as sofas, chairs, and tables to other items such as kitchenware and small appliances, the organization helps provide the dignity that comes from having a fully furnished home.
It's opened my eyes to reality, and not just poor people or people in need, but people like me and you who have caught a bad break. And I really think that this has just changed my outlook on life forever.
The program launched in December of 2009 thanks to a grant that was given by the Foundation for Metro West. Judy Salerno, Executive Director of the Foundation for Metro West, awarded a generous grant of $10,000 to help fund Furnishing Options.
The grant to Furnishing Options accomplished 2 things. It supported the vocational opportunities for the clients of Employment Options, and at the same time provided a very valuable service to the community. Having the opportunity as a grant maker to do something that had multiple benefits was a wonderful opportunity, and one that we were happy to support.
The organization additionally offers a training site for youth and adults with disabilities to develop leadership and employment skills, including customer service, retail merchandising, and inventory control. Members of this community and surrounding areas are encouraged to donate items that they no longer need.
I don't know if people have ever been in need, but when you're in need, and you have no options, it really ruins 10 times for your own life.
Victor Rivera is one of those individuals who has taken the opportunity to give back to an organization who has helped him.
This place changed people's life. It changed homeless people, it changed people with nothing into have people not homeless anymore and actually build a home out of an apartment.
Rivera feels as though Furnishing Options has been one of the greatest gifts he's ever received.
2.5, 3 years ago, somebody extended their hand and kind of guided me through the right channels, the right direction, and my life has improved 10 times fold.
Today we have Archie, and Archie is an adorable little Maltese. He's about 8 years old. And if you're wondering about his eye, he has a condition called cherry eye. And he's going to be taking a ride to the veterinary ophthalmologist this week because we're going to take care of that for him and have it fixed up, and he's going to be just as beautiful as ever. Archie is a wonderful pet who needs a little bit of weight loss. So if you're looking for an exercise partner, Archie could be a great pal. He needs a home with older children or maybe no kids at all. And he doesn't shed either, so that's a plus as well. If you'd like to know more about Archie or maybe even meet him, please give us a call at 978-443-6990.
Before we go, don't forget to tune into our live Labor Day Parade coverage. It begins at noon on Monday. And also remember that you can find information you need on our Facebook page. Just search WMCT-TV and become a fan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on Monday. Coming up right now in Marlborough This Week, on Sunday, the city will remember those who died on September 11, 2001. The city's Labor Day Parade marked its 60th year on Monday, plus a day for Nellie will honor one of Marlborough's residents who lost their fight to cancer. And coming up later in this half hour, 7 adorable puppies are up for adoption at the Buddy Dog Humane Society in Sudbury. Those stories and more are coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with what the city is doing on Sunday to remember the victims and recognize the heroes of 9/11.
Obviously, everybody wants to commemorate, and I think it's really important that we come together as a community and remember the people that were lost that day, but also to honor the people that are remaining too, and to honor the public safety personnel, not only that lost their lives, but put their lives on the line every day to protect us.
September 11th, 2001 will be a day we will never forget. Everyone who witnessed this event remembers exactly what they were doing when the towers fell.
I happened to be home that morning, had just gotten out of the shower and had the TV on and heard about the first plane hitting the World Trade Center. And I think probably like everybody, you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, what a horrific accident. And then watching the coverage and seeing the second plane go into the second tower, you knew that it wasn't an accident. And I think everything changed in that moment. You know, you went from, oh my goodness, an accident to, oh my goodness, what's going on?
10 years later, the city will come together to remember all who lost their lives on that day.
We as a nation are more aware of our surroundings. I think if you think back a couple of months ago, I guess it was in the spring, when the car was noticed in Times Square, that a real disaster was averted. It was because people are noticing things now. And I think that helps, is that our heightened state of awareness is making us a safer nation, because we're seeing that. That averted a really huge crisis and a very big event in the middle of New York City in Times Square if it hadn't been for somebody just noticing that truck being there. So I think we, not just the intelligence part of it, but we as Americans are helping that.
The city of Marlborough will host its own event on Sunday at the Walker Building on Main Street to commence at 9:58 a.m., the time that the first tower fell at the World Trade Center in New York City.
I don't think anybody ever wants to forget that day, because it marks a significant event in all of our lives. And I think even for generations to come, it's going to be a really significant event in history. It's going to be something that we talk about forever.
Marlborough and residents of neighboring communities will be greeted by a lawn decorated by 3,000 flags planted in honor of those who perished in New York, Pennsylvania, and in the Pentagon in Washington, D.C.
You know, sometimes you see something so visual that, you know, you can have a lot of speeches, but when you see 3,000 flags on the lawn at the Walker Building, I think the visual impact is going to be breathtaking.
There will be several musical selections played during the ceremony, and Marlborough High School student Kristen Higgins will read an essay she composed in reflection of the events of 9/11.
One of the things I've loved about being the mayor of this community is how the community comes together. Memorial Day, Veterans Day, this is another day that we need to come together to honor people, and I'm really glad that we are being able to put together this great program for Sunday. Councilor Seymour, Rob Seymour, had approached me about a year ago asking if he could take the lead on this, and you know, it was great to have him take the lead on this. I'm really looking forward to seeing the display of flags.
The keynote address will be given by Anita Arnum, an Acton firefighter and member of the Massachusetts Urban Search and Rescue Task Force. The flags will be on display until 5 p.m. on Sunday night, and the mayor's office encourages one and all to attend and visit the Walker Building throughout the day. Those attending the ceremony are asked to utilize the parking garage on Newton Street, as a portion of Main Street will be closed for this event. The Finance Committee Tuesday night recommended the full City Council approve a interdepartmental transfer to cover fire department overtime. The fire department, which is understaffed due to retirements, has been using overtime to fill several shifts. On a 4-to-1 vote, the committee agreed to a $37,000 interdepartmental transfer. In other business, the committee is waiting to decide on a $7.5 million request for energy repairs at city schools. The request for the bond authorization, which School and City Facilities Director John Galoni says will go towards repairs at Kane Elementary and the high school, was tabled at the meeting Tuesday night, as members stated they wanted more time to consider the project. The schools could get a 54% reimbursement of the cost from the Massachusetts School Building Authority's Green Repair Program. The Building Authority, which has already given preliminary approval on the project, will take its final vote on September 28th. The total estimated cost of this project is $8.5 million. The annual Labor Day Parade took place on Monday, which attracts thousands of people to our area each and every year. Residents from Marlborough and surrounding towns turned out in droves on Monday for the city's 60th annual Labor Day Parade, a 2-hour affair which features a little something for everybody each and every year. The 2011 parade featured many floats this year. Here are the 2011 winners. The best overall category, the Mayor's Trophy, went to the Relay for Life Kicking Cancer float, which featured 4 different floats. Best Expression of Theme, which is the Marlborough Trophy, went to Cottage Children's Center. Best Self-Built by a Nonprofit, which is the Director's Trophy, went to Marlborough Rotary Club's Clean Water Float. And the Judge's Choice, the Judge's Trophy, went to the Marlborough Eagles. It takes the help of the whole community to put on a parade production. Mayor Nancy Stevens and Parade Director Ed Thurber have expressed their sincere thanks for the generous contributions made by many local and many not local businesses and friends of the parade. Without these donations, the parade would not be possible. The platinum contributor this year was Raytheon Corporation, which gave $5,000. The gold contributors are Marlborough Savings Bank, Ken's Foods, Republic Waste Services, CDM Corporation, Boston Scientific, Woodward & Curran, Marlborough Fraternal Order of Eagles, and the Marlborough American Legion Post 132. These businesses gave between $1,000 and $5,000. The bronze contributors this year were Adcole Corporation, Avidia Bank, MoveOn.org, McCarthy Hargrave and Company, Quinsigamond Community College, Veronica Crowley, Broadmeadow Mobile Home Village Association, the Center for Volari's Martial Arts, Brock's Industries, Mirk O'Connell, and Lakeside Oil Company. The bronze contributors gave between $500 and $1,000. And the friends of the parade this year were Steve and Jane Symes, Marlborough Wine and Spirits, Valenti Music, Marlborough American Youth Football, and Kenneth and Laura Wagner. All of the friends gave up to $100. Don't forget that fundraising for the parade continues through this Monday. The City of Marlborough's Labor Day Committee is holding a Red Sox ticket raffle from now until Monday, September 12th at 2 p.m. Each raffle entry is $10, and entry forms can be picked up at the mayor's office or obtained by contacting the parade director at Thurber at 508-485-4599. There are 2 sets of tickets being raffled off and are for the Red Sox vs. Baltimore game on Tuesday, September 20th. Preparing for this parade is no easy task, especially for those who take float making to a whole new level. Rob O'Keefe spent some time with the American Cancer Society's float makers to see how they put together their floats for this parade.
Although construction of the floats didn't start until Saturday morning, the entire process began many years ago for the volunteers that build the Relay for Life floats. 4 floats stood upon massive Capello trucking rigs, each one signifying that the battle against cancer is far from over. Rolly Kay, who has lost several family members to the disease, founded Kickin' Cancer, an annual benefit concert to raise money for cancer research. That benefit led him to the idea of entering a float into the Labor Day Parade.
This is our second year in Marlborough's Labor Day Parade. Last year it was just a thought that came to my mind. I'm like, you know something, we should step it up and thank the people for coming out and donating the money. They do it. And at the same time, let's recognize the people that we've lost, the people that have survived. Let's put it on a float. Let's go out there, and my wife does a lot of, she goes out on Facebook and asks these people, send in their names of people we lost, people that have survived, people that are going through it, they're fighting the fight. And we'll put them up on the float.
Rolly says the idea may have been his, but it's the help he gets from the community that makes it all come together.
And we never thought, I mean, that wasn't my intention to start out and create, you know, something that big, but, you know, with the support from, like I said, Bobby Kay's and the American Cancer Society that we get to back us, plus the community, it's huge. Capellos, I mean, the Capello family is a big, big part of what we do. I mean, without their trucks and their trailers and the shop and, you know, it's huge. You know, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment they let us use to do these floats.
Rolly's wife Paula gets in on the action as well, coordinating all 4 floats, including one being designated for Zumba for Life.
It will be decorated. We're actually in the middle of putting it together now. And they will have Zumba out there, and it's called Zumba for Life. It's Dancing for a Cure. And they raise money to try to find a cure. You know, people will come up to us and say, you know, what you guys do are amazing, you guys do so much. And the way that I look at it is that you can only come up with an idea, but if it's not for everybody else that backs you up on the idea, then it's just an idea. So it's really a thank you to everybody else.
It brings tears to your eye, you know, when you see the people stand up and clap.
Everyone working on these floats seemed to have been touched in some way by cancer, and instead of giving up hope, they have decided to take a stand together. And with these floats on Labor Day, their voices were heard.
Enough is enough, you know, we need to raise more money or see what we can do. If we can find a way today to cure the kids for the future, then we've done what we set out to do.
For Marlborough This Week, I'm Rob O'Keefe.
If you would like to learn more about Kickin' Cancer, please visit their website at kickincancer.org. There will be information there about a benefit that's coming up on February 4th. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough This Week, Nelson Lambert, a Marlborough resident who lost his battle to cancer, will now be remembered at an event called A Day for Nellie. We have the details, but first, school started back up this week, so we took a visit to our local technical high school to learn about 9 new teachers. That story's next. Please stay with us.
This is Ducky Duck. Ducky Duck is really no different than you and I. You see, Ducky enjoys using Marlborough's rivers, streams, lakes, and ponds for travel, leisure, and even for drinking water. But Ducky needs your help. When humans mistake stormwater drains for sewers, it causes many problems. While sewers are connected to the plumbing in our houses, stormwater catch basins are completely separate and flow directly into our public water supply. Polluted waterways can affect the quality of our drinking water, our wildlife, and the overall health of our city. So when you discard trash, fertilizers, or oils into these drains, it's bad news for Ducky and for you. Help keep our waterways clean.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. Our city students headed back to school this week, 1 week later than scheduled due to Hurricane Irene. 9 new teachers at our local technical high school didn't mind the extra time to prepare for their first day at Assabet. We met with each one to see what they're looking forward to this fall. The 9 new teachers that are now currently teaching at Assabet come from all different backgrounds, each with their own story to tell. No matter where they are coming from, one thing is certain: they are all excited to teach the students at Assabet Valley. Meet Steve Plow. He will be teaching computer programming and web design, and with over 20 years' experience, he's eager to get started.
Fortunate to land a job at Minuteman Tech, where I came from, and did 7 years there. It was great. I love teaching. I discovered that when I was there, and I have my license, and I'm excited about bringing all the stuff I was doing at Minuteman here and then some.
Kimberly Stencil, a biotechnology teacher, has been in the industry for 16 years. Stencil has been employed at UMass Medical School and Genzyme.
In my last position, I worked at UMass Medical School. I worked in an education and outreach program at the Human Embryonic Stem Cell Bank. And I had the opportunity to work with a lot of high school students in programs where they came in to do science experiments, and I really enjoyed that aspect of my position. So I'm really looking forward to being able to do that on a daily basis.
Sarah Broder, a recent graduate from Bridgewater State, is excited about starting her career at Assabet.
I'm looking forward to beginning my teaching career, first of all. I'm looking forward to the social aspect and getting to know not only my fellow staff, but also the peers. And I'm just looking to stay somewhere for a long time and just have a career.
April Kelly, a 1990 graduate of Assabet Valley, is now back to teach business technology, and she feels having been taught at the school she's now teaching at gives the students in her class a unique opportunity.
It's special for me to be back so I can give back to the kids. I know how I felt sitting in those seats and what I had wanted for myself, to be able to give the kids a little bit of that motivation and see someone who's done that and gone forward and able to come back and give back to the kids is, I think, rewarding for them, and it's going to be rewarding for me as well.
Amy Seibert, who will be teaching physics, has been all over the United States due to her involvement with the Naval Academy and the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, but now she's here and she's ready to teach.
I'm really excited about doing a lot of the physics labs and real-world applications and showing how acceleration and forces and mechanics work together.
Carlos Davis, originally born in Costa Rica, went to school at Lincoln Sudbury. Davis has been involved with numerous jobs, but most recently became an educator. He teaches math at Quinsigamond Community College, and now he's here as a technical paraprofessional in the vocational shops.
From my own experience, the fact that they offer right off the bat, they have a major AutoCAD program that gives everybody a leg up if they are going in engineering. That's something that is not taught to the same degree at the college level. So I think at this level it's a major advantage.
Mary Foley received her degree in special education 12 years ago from Assumption College, and although she teaches at Assumption, she will be sharing her time here at Assabet part-time.
I'm excited about Assabet because of the wonderful reputation it has and the great kids that come here.
The kids from our town that come here love it. The staff loves it. It's just, everything is so positive here. That's why I'm really excited about beginning my new adventure here.
Derek Tenzar, who will be teaching music, moved to Massachusetts 6 years ago. He was a pharmacist and realized his passion was music. He then went to Berklee College of Music, and the rest is history.
I want to see what the students are excited about, so I'm asking them now if they want to do like, a jazz band, or if they want to do like guitar class, or I even do like turntables, DJ stuff, so hopefully we'll get that in at some time too. I'm really excited about that.
Last but not least, Peter Collins is a social studies teacher at Assabet who's originally from Sudbury. He graduated from St. John's in 2002.
From there, I went on to receive a degree in both secondary education and in history at Salve Regina. Graduated there in 2006. In the last 5 years, I taught social studies at Quabbin Regional. And I was hired here last spring, and I'm excited to begin my career here at Assabet.
Nelson Lambert, a Marlborough resident who lost his battle to cancer, will now be remembered at an event called A Day for Nellie, which is coming up next weekend. All are encouraged to attend. Here are the details.
He was one of those good guys, one of those guys that everyone said, I know him.
About 24 people have come together to plan A Day for Nellie to honor Nelson Lambert and to help his family.
Nelson Lambert was diagnosed in late December with a form of cancer. We later discovered it was renal cancer, and he passed away just a short 5 months later, and it's only been 3 months.
Nelson leaves his wife and 2 children.
I've known Nelson since junior high school. My group of friends and our group of friends have remained that close since 1968.
Before cancer ended his life this spring at the age of 55, Lambert was involved in the community in dozens of ways, including coaching girls basketball at the Boys and Girls Club.
Nelson was a hard-working guy. He worked for Warren Security. Nick Martinez has been immensely generous with his time and financially for the family. But like most families, especially in these times, times are tough. He's got a wife. He's got 2 kids. They're both out of college. They put their kids through college, and everyone knows what student loans are all about.
The fundraiser planned for Sunday, September 18th from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hudson Elks Club, located at 99 Park Street, will include raffles, kids' activities, food, entertainment, bands, and auctions. Auction items include Red Sox and Patriots tickets, sports memorabilia, and a week's vacation in Newport, Rhode Island.
We've sold over 54 tables. We have so many wonderful raffle prizes. We're doing a silent auction. We have a basket raffle. We have a super raffle, which we only have 30 tickets left, $50. We're giving away $5,000, $1,000, and $500.
Some of the sports memorabilia that will be auctioned off will be from the Miami Dolphins, Nelson's favorite team.
Nelson was a lifelong supporter of the Miami Dolphins. We all laughed at him when he got sick. A group of us got together and we bought Miami Dolphin shirts, and we went to his house and we have a team picture of all of us with the Miami Dolphin shirts.
One of Nelson's friend's daughters called up the Miami Dolphins to ask for the donations for this cause. In addition to what has been donated, a signed jersey from Nelson's favorite player was given to this event.
In the early 70s, the Miami Dolphins had an undefeated team. Larry Zonka was the fullback for that team, one of Nelson's idols growing up. Larry Zonka lives in Alaska. Larry Zonka donated a shirt for the event. Can you say anything else?
As you can see, all who are planning this event have been truly touched by the support and are looking forward to this event, which will be a time to help the family left behind. Anyone who knew Nelson and his family are asked to come, in addition to anyone who has been touched by cancer.
People always say, what can I do? What you can do is you can come out to this event, you can support a local family. The gifts that have been coming in from local businesses, just people going out and buying gifts, people donating golfing events, trips to Martha's Vineyard, all sorts of gifts, because they don't have money in their pocket, but they have these things that they can give.
For more information, please visit adayfornellie.com.
So if you want to learn anything about Nelson Lambert, or about what the event has to offer that day, you just go to adayfinelli.com and you can click on any one of the links and it'll take you exactly where you need to go.
Coming up, we have 7 adorable puppies up for adoption, and they are right down the road at the Buddy Dog Humane Society in Sudbury. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. The number of water-related deaths has risen in the past few years. Here are a few tips to keep you and your loved ones safe. Do not overload your boat. Capsizing and falls overboard can lead to fatal accidents. Always be prepared. Make sure you wear your life jacket. Alcohol is the leading contributing factor to fatal boat accidents, so please do not drink and boat. And always remember, be smart, be aware, be water safe.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. The Buddy Dog Animal Shelter in Sudbury always has dogs and cats up for adoption, but this week there are 7 brothers and sisters in need of a loving home. They can't leave the shelter quite yet, but you can visit them to see if they might be a good fit for you. Here's Gina Lettery with our pets up for adoption this week.
Today we have a special treat. These little babies have been here for a while, and they will be for a little while longer because they're still really tiny. They're about 5 weeks old. We think they're lab mixes. We're not really sure. They were found in the woods of Marlborough and still so small that they had to be fed with a bottle. But now they're growing quickly and they're eating real puppy food and they're playing with each other, and they're going to be great pets. If you want to learn more about them and when they'll be ready, you can call us at Buddy Dog. The number is 978-443-6990.
And before we go, don't forget that you can find all the information you need on our Facebook page. Just search WMCT-TV and become a fan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough This Week, the city acknowledged the victims and heroes of 9/11 last Sunday. As the school year begins, Superintendent Anthony Pope gears up for Workout Wednesdays. Plus, officials announced new hires and green jobs that are being planned for the rest of 2011 and into 2012. And coming up later in this half hour, A Day for Nellie will honor one of Marlborough's residents who lost their fight to cancer this Sunday. Those stories and more coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with this week's top story. The City of Marlborough held a 10th anniversary memorial ceremony last weekend in remembrance of 9/11. The grass in front of the Walker Building was covered with 3,000 flags to represent those who died during the 9/11 attack on the United States. The event began at exactly 9:58 a.m. with the playing of taps, marking the moment when the first tower collapsed. Members of the Marlborough High School Chorus sang 2 songs during the ceremony, with Moore Navin Webster singing Amazing Grace.
But now I see.
The program, which lasted about 30 to 40 minutes, included a special message from a guest speaker and the reading of a student essay. Marlborough High School senior Kristen Higgins read What You Can Accomplish in 10 Years as a reflection of how the world has changed since 9/11. Anita Arnhem, an Acton firefighter and EMT, was the event's keynote speaker. Arnhem was deployed to the World Trade Center as a medical specialist and spent 8 days at Ground Zero conducting search and rescue efforts. In her speech, Arnhem spoke of the selflessness of her fellow first responders and thanked all those who protect this country from future attacks.
Many, including myself, were angry at the events that unfolded that day in September 2001. How could anyone participate in such a plot? It was certainly a wake-up call to be more vigilant in our efforts. Mayor Bloomberg reminded the citizens of New York this week, if you see something, say something. This is indeed our best first line of defense, and people have been heeding this advice over the years. It will take everyone to make the effort at keeping our nation safe and prepared. The enemy is patient and persistent. We are under threat at this very moment. We need to continue our lives with as much normalcy as possible. Otherwise, the terrorist succeeds. I pledge not to let that happen, and I challenge you to do the same.
If you would like to see the program in its entirety, please visit our website at WMCT-TV.com for playtimes. On Tuesday night, school committee members discussed a preliminary version of a 5-year strategic plan proposed by administrators. The plan, called Believe 2016, aims to map out the next 5 years for the district schools. Committee members will review this proposal and offer suggestions before the plan is finalized. To continue with our schools, officials are inviting residents to come get some exercise and chat with the superintendent about how to keep the schools in shape. Superintendent Anthony Pope will kick off this year's Workout Wednesdays next Wednesday at 4 p.m. at the high school track. This weekly event is a forum for students, parents, and residents to walk and talk with Superintendent Anthony Pope about important school issues in a relaxed, fun setting. Pope stated that with all the changes that have gone on this year, this get-together is more important now more than ever.
It's just an opportunity for all of us to come together, and what's working after the first year of a lot of change gives people a chance to come out and give some feedback and offer some suggestions. So we're looking forward to it.
Workout Wednesdays began last year during the superintendent's first year in the district.
The response was great. On average, we had about 40 or so, about 40 community members that came out every once in a while. And it was great. The conversations were great. We took a lot of that feedback that was also a part of our entry plan. So we're looking forward to it.
From day one, the superintendent has tried to remain open and visible for parents to ensure an open dialogue for questions, comments, and concerns.
It's important that as superintendent of schools, schools are normally an anchor of any community. So it's going to be really important that I'm visible and that I make myself available to be in tune to what parents want, what parents need, what they're thinking about in regard to their schools.
With the first day of school happening earlier this month and a school reconfiguration in place, so far, Pope says everything is running smooth.
It looked like we didn't do anything because everything was in place. Teachers were teaching. The 8th graders are now at the Whitcomb, and that it just seemed like they belonged there. So the reconfiguration, I'm safe to say, it went excellent.
Also new to this year is a STEM Academy.
Our STEM early college high school model is off to a wonderful start. We started with 6th graders, about 112 students, in a 9th grade cohort of about 75. I had a chance to walk every STEM classroom. Each student has a laptop, their own laptop, which will be distributed to them just like a textbook in about a month.
There have been many changes that have taken place over the past year, and Pope wants to ensure all parents that things are going as planned despite the fast-paced plan.
We're on target. Things are going excellent. It's a lot of change that is needed. It's a sense of urgency because our students, they don't have that time. We have to make sure we move as fast as we can to make sure that we develop a solid world-class curriculum for them right away. But I will say that everything is going well. We're not moving too fast not to do it well. We're moving fast enough, and we're going to make sure that we do everything well. So we're very excited about it.
A ribbon cutting took place on Friday morning at the Power Home Remodeling Group. Officials announced new hires and green jobs that are being planned for the rest of 2011 and into 2012.
Great.
The Power Home Remodeling Group is the newest member of the Marlborough business community. On Friday morning, the company hosted an official ribbon cutting at its Marlborough offices on Cimarrano Drive with the support of state and local elected officials. Power Home Remodeling Group is the nation's fourth largest home remodeling company and is currently expanding its business.
When we look around, I'm so pleased that so many of our companies in this city have done that. And I think Power, after hearing all of this today and getting to know you, it's an opportunity to say, welcome to our community and welcome to you as being a partner with us.
Our administration from day one back in 2007 said we really believe that we can help create an environment and a new cluster of our economy that's focused in and around green jobs and green tech.
What makes this announcement very exciting is that the people assembled here are visionaries. They're pioneers. These people are asking the question that all of us need to ask during these difficult economic times, and that is, what are we going to be making 5 years from now and 10 years from now? And quite frankly, there is a future in green jobs.
Talking about green jobs is important when talking about a company like Power Home Remodeling Group, because I think sometimes there's a sense from the public that green jobs is just about someone putting a solar panel on a house, and that's certainly the most obvious example of a green job, but that actually there's so many layers and levels of green jobs that not only are here in Massachusetts and have been here for many years, but continue to grow and help so many industries, including the housing industry.
Power has already hired more than 50 employees in the Boston region and plans to create at least 100 jobs in 2011 and another 100 to 250 jobs in 2012.
Not only did the jobs happen here, but our growth is contagious. Our demands for materials, installation services, manufacturing really just spread. So along with our growth comes the growth at all the other partners and associates that we deal with as well.
Power's energy-efficient remodeling offerings include replacement windows, vinyl siding, roofing, entry and garage doors, attic insulation, gutters and guards, and more. To celebrate the opening of the Marlborough operation, Power is contributing $10,000 to the Massachusetts Youth Build Coalition to help support resources and programs for the 10 Youth Build chapters across the state. Youth Build is a free youth and community development program and alternative school that offers career training in green industries to low-income young people between the ages of 16 and 24. In addition, in April, Power announced its national sponsorship of Alex's Lemonade Stand Foundation, one of the leading foundations for pediatric cancer, having raised more than $40 million. This company has committed to donate $1 per window, per square of siding, and per square of roofing installed throughout the year in an effort to raise awareness of pediatric cancer within each of the markets Power offers home improvement services.
At the end of the year, we're on target to meet our goal of $300,000 from Power donated to Alex's this year.
Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week, a Day for Nellie is coming up this Sunday, and we have the details so you can help this fundraising effort for Nelson's family. But first, a local family network is providing a resource for parents and children. That story's next. Please stay with us.
Election season is in full swing, and the one place with all the latest election news is WMCT-TV. We are the place to learn about all the candidates. WMCT will once again invite every candidate to give a 10-minute speech asking for your vote.
What steps would you recommend to pay for these much-needed capital projects?
We will bring you every debate right to your living room.
It's 8 p.m. and the polls have just closed.
And on election night, we will go live from City Hall and give you up-to-the-minute vote totals as they come in.
What an interesting election.
Also, be sure to watch Marlborough This Week every weekend to get updates on the most recent election news. So for all of your election coverage from the primary to the general election in November, stay tuned to WMCT-TV.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The Together We Can Family Network provides free education, support, and activities to families with children up to age 8 who live in 9 different communities. We spoke with the director from our local program to find out more. The Together We Can Family Network is a grant program administered through the YMCA of Central Massachusetts and is sponsored by the Massachusetts Family Network of Programs. Funding comes from the Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care.
Many years ago, the department realized that in order for there to be future education success, we needed to start with the kids when they were smaller. And when you start with small families, you need to start with the parent.
The program provides parent and child playgroups in addition to parent workshops and social events.
Parents are the children's first teacher. So we need to make sure that the safety of the children is top-notch, and then families need to understand we are all different, we do things differently, however, we still want them to get to the same level of education.
Education and literacy are important factors at the Together We Can Family Network.
Literacy is a big piece of our program here, where we always incorporate some type of book that goes along with each of our topics. And then we do some art activity, we do music related to that topic as well, and we always have snacks.
Cynthia Arroyo, the director, took over this position 2 years ago. The department had merged 2 grants together, and she took over its management.
There was always a family network here in Marlborough. However, when we took over, we wanted the community to understand that it was a new family network. So we found new space on Route 20 in Marlborough, but it wasn't really the most efficient space, effective space for families with kids, where music, loud, and so we wanted to have more of a homey feel.
Today, the network's home resides at 246 Maple Street, right behind the McDonald's.
One of the reasons why we moved here was so that we were situated so that all families could come here. We service 9 towns, not just Marlborough, but 9 towns, Berlin, Boylston, Hudson, all of the boroughs, as well as Leicester. However, it's hard for them to get here.
Arroyo feels as though this program prepares young children for the socialization aspect of preschool and kindergarten. In tough times, this program is essential for families.
It's a free program. Everything is funded by the Department of Early Education and Care, and it's a free program for them to come out, meet other families, have their kids play with other children in a time when the financial stresses are so hard. And they need to be able to make those connections with other families.
Not only does this program help the young children socialize and learn how to share and get along, but it also provides a place for families to network and become friends.
And that way, when their child is in kindergarten, they're like, oh my gosh, what do we do now? Because families pretty much age out of our program at that time. They have a base of friends and a base of childhood friends that hopefully will bring them through their school-age years.
During their open house, which took place last weekend, Mayor Nancy Stevens was invited to come and read her favorite book to area children.
The children are having a wonderful time. They're relaxed, they're enjoying playing with other children, learning that social interaction, and then the moms having an opportunity to talk to each other, share in such a safe, welcoming, comfortable environment.
Stevens was pleased to see that there's a safe place for parents and children to come to play and learn. She was also impressed to see all of the parents that were taking advantage of these free community services.
The programs that they have here are obviously a wonderful addition to our community, and any support you can give to families, especially with young children. You know, this is the preschoolers where the parents sometimes feel isolated and, you know, their kids aren't in school, they haven't developed that type of relationship in school. It's a wonderful program and definitely a wonderful asset to our city.
Nelson Lambert, a Marlborough resident who lost his battle to cancer, will now be remembered on an event called A Day for Nellie, which is coming up this Sunday. All are encouraged to attend, and we have the details for you.
He was one of those good guys, one of those guys that everyone said, I know him.
About 24 people have come together to plan A Day for Nellie to honor Nelson Lambert and to help his family.
Nelson Lambert was diagnosed in late December with a form of cancer. We later discovered it was renal cancer, and he passed away just a short 5 months later. and it's only been 3 months.
Nelson leaves his wife and 2 children.
I've known Nelson since junior high school. My group of friends and our group of friends have remained that close since 1968.
Before cancer ended his life this spring at the age of 55, Lambert was involved in the community in dozens of ways, including coaching girls basketball at the Boys and Girls Club.
Nelson was a hard-working guy. He worked for Warren Security. Nick Martinez has been immensely generous with his time and financially for the family. But like most families, especially in these times, you know, times are tough. He's got a wife, he's got 2 kids, they're both out of college, they put their kids through college, and everyone knows what student loans are all about.
The fundraiser planned for Sunday, September 18th from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hudson Elks Club, located at 99 Park Street, will include raffles, kids' activities, food, entertainment, bands, and auctions. Auction items include Red Sox and Patriots tickets, sports memorabilia, and a week's vacation in Newport, Rhode Island.
We've sold over 54 tables. We have so many wonderful raffle prizes. We're doing a silent auction. We have a basket raffle. We have a super raffle, which we only have 30 tickets left, $50. We're giving away $5,000, $1,000, and $500.
Some of the sports memorabilia that will be auctioned off will be from the Miami Dolphins, Nelson's favorite team.
Nelson was a lifelong supporter of the Miami Dolphins. We all laughed at him when he got sick. A group of us got together and we bought Miami Dolphin shirts, and we went to his house and we have a team picture of all of us with the Miami Dolphin shirts.
One of Nelson's friend's daughters called up the Miami Dolphins to ask for the donations for this cause. In addition to what has been donated, a signed jersey from Nelson's favorite player was given to this event.
In the early 70s, the Miami Dolphins had an undefeated team. Larry Zonka was the fullback for that team, one of Nelson's, idols growing up. Larry Zonka lives in Alaska. Larry Zonka donated a shirt for the event. Can you say anything else?
As you can see, all who are planning this event have been truly touched by the support and are looking forward to this event, which will be a time to help the family left behind. Anyone who knew Nelson and his family are asked to come, in addition to anyone who has been touched by cancer.
People always say, what can I do? What you can do is you can come out to this event, you can support a local family. The gifts that have been coming in from local businesses, just people going out and buying gifts, people donating golfing events, trips to Martha's Vineyard, all sorts of gifts, because they don't have money in their pocket, but they have these things that they can give.
For more information, please visit adayfornelly.com.
If you want to learn anything about Nelson Lambert or about what the event has to offer that day, you can just go to adayfornelly.com and you can click on any one of the links and it'll take you exactly where you need to go.
Coming up, a fundraising event will take place at the end of this month to help the Wounded Warrior Project. Plus, we'll have your Pet of the Week, Don't Move. We'll be right back.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. The number of water-related deaths has risen in the past few years. Here are a few tips to keep you and your loved ones safe. Do not overload your boat. Capsizing and falls overboard can lead to fatal accidents. Always be prepared. Make sure you wear your life jacket. Alcohol is the leading contributing factor to fatal boat accidents, so please do not drink and boat. And always remember, be smart, be aware, be water safe.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. On September 24th, a Guinness Book of World Records event will be held to support the Wounded Warrior Project. We spoke with the coordinator of the event to find out more.
It's something that's very important to us, being the son of a World War II veteran, and especially this past weekend of 9/11, the 10th anniversary, again, to be able to support our troops and take care of these people who are taking care of us.
Alan Casucci, the event's organizer, says it will be for all ages and, of course, will benefit a great cause.
Well, the Wounded Warrior Project is a national organization that's located in Washington, D.C., and their goal is to be able to take these soldiers as they come back from war to be able to support them in any way they possibly can. Obviously, a lot of them come back with a lot of different kind of wounds. For us to be a small part of that, to be able to donate money for that is very important.
The game that will be featured is a Frisbee game called My Polish Horseshoes.
Any age group would like this. What we found with our game, My Polish Horseshoes, is that children of all ages love playing it. They love throwing a Frisbee. Frisbees have no generational gap. Everybody knows how to play it. So I think all ages would really enjoy it. It's $5 to get in. Children under 12 will be able to get in for free.
In addition to the Frisbee games, there will be live music and a barbecue.
We think it's something that people can rally around, and especially being for the Wounded Warrior Project, all the money that's raised that day is going directly to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Tickets are not being pre-sold, and Kasuchi is asking all who are interested to come down and buy your tickets that day.
We've already gotten a tremendous response. We hope to have about 400 to 500 people there that day for our first time. It's something that we'd like to do from, here for the next 10 years. And each year is improve on it and raise more and more money for the soldiers.
Today we have Sydney, and Sydney is named for the hair salon that we found him living in the bushes next to. So he was outside in the rain, and he was all alone, and so we had to trap him. But he was very, very, very friendly, and you can see that he's very gentle and loves to be patted. And he's about 10 weeks old, and he gets along with other kittens, and he purrs all the time. And we actually did find his brothers and his mom living in the woods as well. So we have them here now too, and pretty soon they'll be ready for adoption. So if you'd like to know more about Sydney or any of the other kitties that we have here at Buddy Dog, please feel free to call us at 978-443-6990.
And before we go, don't forget that you can find all the information you need on our Facebook page. Just search WMCT-TV and become a fan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough This Week, the city's October primary is just around the corner. We have a message from your 3 mayoral candidates. Plus, Assabet Valley's student-run restaurant is open for business. And coming up later in this half hour, the Addiction Referral Center received a fall cleanup of their offices on Thursday thanks to Target stores. Those stories on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. The October primary is right around the corner, which will bring the current 3 candidates running for mayor down to 2. We had each of them in our studios this week to ask them a couple of questions. First question was why they are running for mayor.
I'm running for mayor because I love to help people and I love to solve problems. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that that's what local government is really all about, helping people and solving problems. I'm also running because I love Marlborough, and this is our home. We have 9-year-old twins, and this is the only place they've ever known. And while Marlborough is a fantastic place to live, I also see that there's some room for improvement. I have the energy, the determination, and the dedication to accomplish my goals, and I would consider it an honor to serve the people of Marlborough.
This is not an easy job. It's a $130 million business. We have over 1,000 employees in the city, and you need to have some experience, both private and public, where you have some experience as to the decisions that need to be made in City Hall. I've worked with 5 different administrations, very different. I don't think any of them will tell you it's an easy job. It's very difficult, and we need to keep that open relationship. I have a great relationship with the council, have the support of the council for my run for mayor, And I think with all my experience today, we need someone with that experience to continue moving the city forward, to focus on things like the school, continue those moving forward. We've got a great school committee and new superintendent. We need to work with the other school systems in the city to make sure that we do the best we can for every single student in the city. Working with public safety, filling some of those positions that we have down at the fire department that have gone vacant, making sure that the police department is also up to the standards they need to be, where we can have some traffic enforcement, which is a big concern of residents in the city. So we need to do that in a balanced fashion or without overtaxing the residents. Fill that industrial park so we have the money to do these things. I'm the one that has the experience to do that and move the city forward.
My purpose of running for mayor is, over the years, I've seen many changes take place in Marlborough, and some good and some bad. But over the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of negativeness coming out of the mayor's office and the city council, which is now reflecting on some department heads. And I feel the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for future mayors that get elected to build relationships that are trusting with department heads and the city council. So I decided, by myself running for mayor, I can go in with a different attitude and a positive attitude and try and work with everyone to make sure that whatever needs to be accomplished can be accomplished without the bickering and the accusing and the constant fighting. Not that we're always going to agree on everything, but for the most part, if it's made clear from the beginning that we need to work together to make the community better, then I think as we move forward and everybody kind of gets used to everyone, I think that potentially could work in everybody's favor. And I just think that's best for the city, as a whole.
Then it was on to the second question, which was why they think they are the best candidate for the job.
I'm the best candidate, first of all, because of my background. When I got out of school, I worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I audited mutual funds at places like State Street and Fidelity, so I have an excellent financial background. I was also a school teacher for 6 years, and I'm an attorney now. So these skills will definitely serve me well if I'm elected mayor. I'm also the candidate that realizes that local government has to be responsive to the people. So if elected, I'm going to have an open door policy, which we haven't had in Marlborough for a long time. I realize that people need to be able to speak to their elected leaders. I'm also the best candidate because I'm the type of person that likes working with people and building coalitions. We really need to have someone in the mayor's office who can work well with the department heads in terms of the government, but also with the city council. And so, because I love to work with people and I'm a coalition builder, I think I'm the best candidate. Finally, I'm the candidate that realizes that this election is really about public safety and security. And I realize that those things have to come first. We have to put those before all the other concerns.
I've obviously been on the city council now for 18 years. It's a great time in my life with my family situation, my business situation. We have a good, strong council right now. And we're in tough economic times still. I mean, we've been going through it for a few years now, and with the cooperation of my colleagues on the council, we've been able to hold costs down as much as possible, but still providing the services. I think I'm the person that has the experience and would like to continue doing the things I've been doing on the city council, but from a different role. And I'm hoping I'm the person that could take that job on and keep Marlborough moving in a financially sound, fiscally responsible movement going forward. We've been named the best place to raise kids by Bloomberg Business for 2011. I think I've had a small part of that, and I want to keep things like that going in the city.
I look at myself coming into this as a person that knows the issues and has an idea of what I want to do with these issues and how I want to work with people. And I believe working with people and not against is important. And I also feel it's important that a mayor should be more involved with the community, meaning that we should be out walking Main Street, stopping in a coffee shop, or popping into a business and chatting with the owners and having coffee with the residents. It's been a long time since I've seen or heard of a mayor doing that. I know the schedule is very busy, but I think it's important as a mayor that you reach out to the people on a personal base rather than a telephone call or whatever. People seeing you face to face goes a great distance.
If you would like to learn more about your mayoral candidates, you can. A forum is held here on Thursday night, which we are running in its entirety on WMCT-TV. Please visit our website at WMCT-TV.com for playtimes. Also on Thursday night, since the primary election is just over 1 week away, City Clerk Lisa Thomas and her staff held an important meeting for wardens and poll workers to discuss issues that can take place during the elections.
We think it's very important that the poll workers are educated prior to each and every election, as the laws do change, in addition to which we want to make sure that when we empower them with all this knowledge, it facilitates their work.
On Thursday night, City Clerk Lisa Thomas and her staff addressed city poll workers and wardens about the upcoming primary election and the November municipal election. A list of discussion topics were addressed in addition to questions and concerns.
Thursday night's meeting went very well. We had some new suggestions on a few different supplies that, they may have had some suggestions that would make the day go better.
Poll workers are asked to keep a journal of their experience at the polls so that in the future any issues they may have had can be eliminated.
We did get a lot of positive feedback from the last election, so what we simply did is went through all the journals, extracted what we thought was appropriate information, took suggestions in addition to answering some questions and concerns they had.
Numerous topics were discussed, including how the poll workers should be acting at the polls.
We want to make sure that there's no excessive noise and no talking about the candidates. I realize, as well as my staff, it's a very, very long day, and we certainly appreciate the civic pride that they give us in doing their job. But obviously, the conversation topics have to be above the table.
Another topic that frequently brings up questions is the absentee ballot process.
One can vote by absentee by first filling out an application to vote absentee. Now, there are cases by which one initially intends on voting absentee, and then perhaps their plans change, and then they go to the polling location. As long as they are not already in receipt of an absentee ballot from our office for that individual, then naturally that absentee voter can vote in person.
Thursday's meeting allowed for all questions to be answered, but in case of emergency questions on Election Day, each poll worker has an election Bible.
It has all the laws, regulations, different things that they need to follow. But we use the meeting to kind of give them an opportunity to give us some suggestions that might also make their day go a little bit smoother.
Mason added that new updates to the procedures at the polls are relayed as well. One important topic that Mason addressed was the importance of poll workers checking the check-in list and check-out list frequently throughout the day.
We've asked that they actually do a few reconciliations during the day just to make sure that the check-in and the check-out list coincide with each other. And it makes it a little bit easier, so at the end of the night, they're not doing a reconciliation for the first time for that, small chance that something might be off. It'd be a lot harder to fix it at that time.
These informative meetings are held before all city elections, and both Thomas and Mason feel as though it makes a difference at the polls.
We've definitely found that the more information that we're able to give to them and, empower them with, it's made the elections run a lot smoother. They have all the information that they need, and with the relationship that we've been able to build, it makes it easier for them to approach us with things, and we got things done a lot easier.
A permanent replacement for Marlborough Fire Chief Ricky Plummer won't be put in place until spring. Plummer, who resigned in late August, stated that he did so to focus on his health and family. Since Plummer's departure, Fred Flynn has been serving as the interim fire chief. The city has taken the fire department's rescue truck off the road. The fire department has exhausted its overtime account, and it doesn't have the money at this time to pay employees needed to staff the truck. Recent retirements and long-term injuries have depleted the department's overtime cash. City Council President Arthur Vidgen stated that he expects the City Council will approve a $37,000 transfer on Monday from another fire department salary account that will allow the truck to be put back to work. A group of city officials are discussing improving Ward Park. A public hearing will be held next week to discuss some of the proposed upgrades and talk to neighbors and residents to hear what they envision for the area. The meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, September 28th at Memorial Hall. All are welcome to attend. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week with new menu items and a renovated space, Assabet Valley's restaurant is excited for the upcoming year. But first, the school district's Walking Wednesdays, a talk and walk event, is back up and running. That story's next. Please stay with us.
Obesity in America is at an epidemic level. During the last 30 years, the rate of childhood obesity has tripled.
Childhood obesity involves much more than simply being overweight.
So what can we do to help our children?
Plan family exercise. Take the kids to the park.
We can limit the snack or junk foods kept in our homes.
Go for a family walk or bike ride, or simply throw the ball around the backyard.
Together, we can make a difference in the health and well-being of our children.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. Officials are inviting residents to come get some exercise and chat with the superintendent about how to keep the schools in shape. Superintendent Anthony Pope kicked off this year's Workout Wednesdays this week, and the gatherings will continue through the fall. This weekly event is a forum for students, parents, and residents to walk and talk with Superintendent Anthony Pope about important school issues in a relaxed, fun setting. Pope stated that with all the changes that have gone on this year, this get-together is more important now more than ever.
It's just an opportunity for all of us to come together, and what's working after the first year of a lot of change gives people a chance to come out and give some feedback and offer some suggestions. So we're looking forward to it.
Workout Wednesdays began last year during the superintendent's first year in the district.
The response was great. On average, we had about 40 or so, about 40 community members that came out every once in a while. And it was great. The conversations were great. We took a lot of that feedback that was also a part of our entry plan. So we're looking forward to it.
From day one, the superintendent has tried to remain open and visible for parents to ensure an open dialogue for questions, comments, and concerns.
It's important that as superintendent of schools, schools are normally an anchor of any community. So it's going to be really important that I'm visible and that I make myself available to be in tune to what parents want, what parents need, what they're thinking about in regard to their schools.
The student-run restaurant at Assabet Valley High School opened this week. With new menu items and a renovated space, there's lots to look forward to this year.
It was towards the end of last school year, that we got the okay, so we started planning for it.
The restaurant renovations were aimed at mimicking restaurants and hotels in the area.
We have everything from ceiling to floor, new ceiling tiles, new lighting, new wallpaper, all new furnishings in the dining room, really to bring it up to that hotel standard.
Students were involved with the renovation process. Other departments got in on the process too.
They had a big part in helping us choose everything that we put into the EPI. We also have a new logo, so design and visual worked with us, as well as painting and design on making new signage, new menus, and a whole new theme.
Students receive real-life experience through this restaurant.
They deal every day with the public, from greeting them as hosts to cashing them out at the end and everything in between. So it's exactly what they're going to see in the real life, whether they go into a kitchen or they go into a hotel atmosphere. So really from the first day they get here, it's a real life working situation.
This year, staff went out into the community to ensure that all residents know that the restaurant is here and is ready to serve.
We're not just a 11 to 1 Tuesday through Friday restaurant. We also do a ton of other things, whatever they might need.
The restaurant can accommodate business breakfasts or lunches. This type of service can be expensive, but the Epicurean restaurant does offer discounts.
We know how expensive it can be when you have to have a meeting and you need the meeting space, you need the audio visual, you need all those little accessories along with the food, which can be costly. So we do really try to keep it reasonable to draw in the crowd. And we want the kids to have the experience. It's a major part of their curriculum, not only to learn the restaurant and the kitchen, but the sales, the marketing, the whole catering piece.
Services don't end with the restaurant.
We do a ton of catering, both on-site and off-site. We'll deliver. We have pickup for catering, but we're really trying to get people to know that, hey, we're here. We have great meeting space. We're very accessible. We have the food from breakfast, lunch, and snacks in between. Basically, we can do everything that the hotels do.
Chef Margot Wilson, lead instructor in the Culinary Arts Department, says the experience the students receive is top-notch.
It gives them a well-rounded experience. They are really actually learning how to cook, be good customer relation people. They're actually in a live setting because the restaurant puts them there. We are actually training them to be good customer people.
For the rest of the school year, the Epicurean Room's regular hours will be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, with the all-you-can-eat buffet on Thursdays. Reservations are encouraged, as the restaurant often fills to capacity. Reservations can be made by calling 508-485-9430, extension 1119. Coming up, the Addiction Referral Center got a fall cleaning on Monday thanks to Target stores. Plus, we'll have your Pet of the Week. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Paul Miner, Executive Director of Massachusetts 211. 211 is a non-emergency information hotline that provides callers with the information they need to solve many of life's everyday and sometimes critical problems. Whether it's finding government benefits or services, nonprofit organizations, support groups, crisis response, and official information, Mass 211 can help. This free and confidential service is provided to you by your local United Way. So remember, when you need non-emergency help, call 211.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. The Addiction Referral Center of Marlborough got a fall makeover with the help of Target stores on Monday. We were there to see them clean up the ARC. Throughout the year, Target team members donate hundreds of thousands of hours to countless community projects across the country. Target's giving includes time, talent, and expertise of Target leaders and team members.
We want to show as a company that we are more than just about driving profitable sales. We really want to show that we do care about the community and improving the overall experience, whether it's through store partnerships with giving back to local businesses, or whether it comes to helping those in need that are around the store, to help show them that Target isn't just a business, we are really a family.
The Addiction Referral Center was chosen by Target, located on Route 20, for its annual volunteerism project.
One of our team members actually used to be on the board, and she actually brought it up, and we thought what a wonderful cause that we could give back to and really give a positive light to such a foundation that's done a great job here in Marlborough. So that's something that we've worked on and really wanted to kind of help push and create that awareness.
Target sent 8 individuals who have volunteered to donate their time to assist the ARC with a fall cleaning project.
We want our community to know that we do care and that we are there for everybody, including our guests as well as those that benefit the community anyway.
Not only are these projects great for community businesses, but it's also a chance for Target employees to work together outside of work.
And you get to know more than just, hey, they have 2 kids, or these are their interests, and maybe they have some exposure to these volunteer charities that we're working with. So it's really interesting in that capacity, and also to work with those that are here in Marlborough as well.
The volunteering doesn't end here. There are lots of volunteer projects coming up.
In November, we'll be, early November through late that month, we'll be doing food donations to the Worcester County Food Bank. We'll be partnering with both the Framingham store as well as the other Marlborough store by Solomon Palm Mall here in Marlborough. And we're really going to be trying to focus on gathering as much as we can for Worcester County. We also, December, we really want to start giving for Toys for Tots, partnering with the U.S. Marines as well as United Way to kind of give back in that cause.
Today we have Juanito, and Juanito is a purebred toy fox terrier. He's 7 years old, and he was brought to Buddy Dog because his owner said that he wasn't allowed in the apartment, and the landlord asked him to go. So he's here looking for a home where he is allowed. And he's very, very sweet. He's a little bit nervous. He did live with children, but they were teenagers, so maybe older kids would be better for him. And if it's a nice, quiet environment, maybe someone who knows the breed, he's going to make a great pet. So if you'd like to know more about Juanito, or Nito as he's known for short, please feel free to call us at Buddy Dog. The number is 978-443-6990.
The Marlborough Historical Society will be offering a special program next week covering events regarding the taking of the John Brown Bell. The special presentation is scheduled for this Monday, September 26th at 7 p.m. in the Marlborough High School's Little Theater. Civil War reenactor Alan Chamberlain and local historian Paul Broder, in addition to students from the high school, will be presenting the program. And before we go, don't forget that you can find all the information you need on our Facebook page. Just search WMCT-TV and become a fan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, the city's mayoral primary is coming up on Tuesday. After months of hard work, the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation has debuted its plan to grow business development in the city. And coming up later in this half hour, the Heritage Festival is coming up this Sunday, and we have who's receiving the Heritage Hero Award this year. Those stories and more are coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette with the October primary happening this Tuesday, October 4th, which will bring the current 3 candidates running for mayor down to 2. We had each of them into our studios last week to ask them a couple of questions. First question was why they are running for mayor.
I'm running for mayor because I love to help people and I love to solve problems. Sometimes we lose sight of the fact that that's what local government is really all about, helping people and solving problems. I'm also running because I love Marlborough, and this is our home. We have 9-year-old twins, and this is the only place they've ever known. And while Marlborough is a fantastic place to live, I also see that there's some room for improvement. I have the energy, the determination, and the dedication to accomplish my goals, and I would consider it an honor to serve the people of Marlborough.
This is not an easy job. It's a $130 million business. We have over 1,000 employees in the city, and you need to have some experience, both private and public, where you have some experiences to the decisions that need to be made in City Hall. I've worked with 5 different administrations, very different. I don't think any of them will tell you it's an easy job. It's very difficult. And we need to keep that open relationship. I have a great relationship with the council, have the support of the council for my run for mayor. And I think with all my experience today, we need someone with that experience to continue moving the city forward, to focus on things like the school, continue those moving forward. We've got a great school committee and new superintendent. We need to work with the other school systems in the city to make sure that we do the best we can for every single student in the city. Working with public safety, filling some of those positions that we have down at the fire department that have gone vacant, making sure that the police department is also up to the standards they need to be, where we can have some traffic enforcement, which is a big concern of residents in the city. So we need to do that in a balanced fashion, or without overtaxing the residents. Fill that industrial park so we have the money to do these things. I'm the one that has the experience to do that and move the city forward.
My purpose of running for mayor is, over the years, I've seen many changes take place in Marlborough, and some good and some bad. But over the last couple of years, I've seen a lot of negativeness coming out of the mayor's office and the city council, which is now reflecting on some department heads. And I feel the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for future mayors that get elected to build relationships that are trusting with department heads and the city council. So I decided, by myself running for mayor, I can go in with a different attitude and a positive attitude and try and work with everyone to make sure that whatever needs to be accomplished can be accomplished without the bickering and the accusing and the constant fighting. Not that we're always going to agree on everything, but for the most part, if it's made clear from the beginning that we need to work together to make the community better, then I think as we move forward and everybody kind of gets used to everyone, I think that potentially could work in everybody's favor. And I just think that's best for the city, you know, as a whole.
Then it was on to the second question, which was why they think they are the best candidate for the job.
I'm the best candidate, first of all, because of my background. When I got out of school, I worked for PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I audited mutual funds at places like State Street and Fidelity, so I have an excellent financial background. I was also a school teacher for 6 years, and I'm an attorney now. So these skills will definitely serve me well if I'm elected mayor. I'm also the candidate that realizes that local government has to be responsive to the people. So if elected, I'm going to have an open door policy, which we haven't had in Marlborough for a long time. I realize that people need to be able to speak to their elected leaders. I'm also the best candidate because I'm the type of person that likes working with people and building coalitions. We really need to have someone in the mayor's office who can work well with the department heads in terms of the government, but also with the city council. And so, because I love to work with people and I'm a coalition builder, I think I'm the best candidate. Finally, I'm the candidate that realizes that this election is really about public safety and security. And I realize that those things have to come first. We have to put those before all the other concerns.
I've obviously been on the city council now for 18 years. It's a great time in my life with my family situation, my business situation. We have a good, strong council right now. And we're in tough economic times still. I mean, we've been going through it for a few years now, and with the cooperation of my colleagues in the council, we've been able to hold costs down as much as possible, but still providing the services. I think I'm the person that has the experience and would like to continue doing the things I've been doing on the city council, but from a different role. And I'm hoping I'm the person that could take that job on and keep Marlborough moving in a financially sound, fiscally responsible movement going forward. We've been named the best place to raise kids by Bloomberg Business for 2011. I think I've had a small part of that, and I want to keep things like that going in the city.
I look at myself coming into this as a person that knows the issues and has an idea of what I want to do with these issues and how I want to work with people. And I believe working with people and not against is important. And I also feel it's important that a mayor should be more involved with the community, meaning that we should be out walking Main Street, stopping in a coffee shop, or popping into a business and chatting with the owners and having coffee with the residents. It's been a long time since I've seen or heard of a mayor doing that. I know the schedule is very busy, but I think it's important as a mayor that you reach out to the people on a personal base rather than a telephone call or whatever. People seeing you face to face is goes a great distance.
If you would like to hear more from your mayoral candidates, you can. A forum was held here last week, which we are running on WMCT-TV until the primary takes place on Tuesday. Please visit our website at WMCT-TV.com for playtimes. We also met with City Clerk Lisa Thomas this week to get more details about Tuesday's primary.
I'm hoping that everybody comes out to vote on Tuesday, October 4th. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have the polling locations listed on the City Clerk's website, and we've tried to make all available information also available to the media. If anyone has any questions, they certainly can call my office, and we'd be more than happy to get them in the right direction. With that said, we have 20,264 registered voters for this particular election, and I'd certainly like to see, although it is a preliminary, a good turnout. Remember, this is for the mayor's race. There are 3 folks who are running for the mayor's race, and you should go out and vote and pick the one that you think will best represent the city.
The Marlborough Economic Development Master Plan was launched Wednesday night at an event hosted by the MEDC at the Marlborough Country Club. The event, attended by city councilors, MEDC board members, and key contributors to the MEDC, featured a presentation which outlined some of the most important features of the plan and steps that will be taken to implement it. The master plan can be viewed and downloaded from the MEDC website at marlboroughedc.com. At the end of the presentation, Arthur Bergeron presented Mayor Nancy Stevens with a plaque in appreciation of her support and commitment to the objectives of the MEDC. The owner of Marlborough Airport, Bob Stetson, filed suit against the U.S. Secret Service this week in search of payment for damage he says was caused when President Barack Obama security staff landed on his private airport last year. The suit argues that the Secret Service was careless by failing to verify load limits at the airport and by allowing too much heavy equipment to be driven onto the property. Previous attempts to work with the Secret Service to solve these problems have been unsuccessful. Stetson is seeking just under $700,000 for the damages, including legal fees. The complaint demands a jury trial. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough This Week, it was all about our schools this week thanks to our district's focus on science, technology, engineering, and math. Governor Deval Patrick made a visit to the Whitcomb School to check in on a couple of STEM classes. That story's next. Please stay with us.
Obesity in America is at an epidemic level. During the last 30 years, the rate of childhood obesity has tripled.
Childhood obesity involves much more than simply being overweight.
So what can we do to help our children?
Plan family exercise. Take the kids to the park.
We can limit the snack or junk foods kept in our homes.
Go for a family walk or bike ride, or simply throw the ball around the backyard.
Together, we can make a difference in the health and well-being of our children.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Governor Deval Patrick and other state education leaders visited Whitcomb Middle School on Wednesday afternoon to celebrate the district's new science, technology, engineering, and math program, also known as STEM. The gathering was also held to celebrate the first anniversary of the Race to the Top program in Massachusetts.
Education is the single most effective long-term investment the government can make in our collective future.
In August of 2010, Massachusetts was awarded $250 million from the U.S. Department of Education, receiving the highest score of any applicant in the national competition.
The Race to the Top funding has provided a lot of energy for Marlborough Public Schools. We have begun to do the critical work of aligning our curriculum to the Common Core standards and 21st century skills. We had over 50 teachers this summer working very hard to do that work.
Massachusetts will receive this funding over 4 years through academic year 2013 and 2014 to bolster the administration's efforts to increase educator effectiveness, turn around underperforming schools, and provide educators with the tools they need to ensure that all students are prepared for college and their careers.
Governor Patrick and his administration have put such a focus on education. If you look at the Race to the Top program and how we were able to
to obtain the grant fundings. And then look right here on the ground level, what the administration's focus on education, and we start right here.
The STEM program debuted this school year in grades 6 and 9, enrolling nearly 200 students.
I am so proud that in the last 5 years, working with the legislature, and thank you, Senator Eldridge and Representative Levy, for being here today. We appreciate so much your partnership. We've been able to invest in the public schools at the highest level in the history of the Commonwealth, even when the bottom was falling out of the rest of the state budget.
Governor Deval Patrick toured 2 STEM early college high school classrooms before speaking to a group of students and officials in the school library.
I'm proud of the teachers and the administrators. I'm proud of the students. I'm proud of your families who support you and the other adults who are involved in your lives to encourage you. I'm proud of our partners in the business community and in advocacy groups, and I am proud of our team in state government.
The early college high school model was developed by Jobs for the Future. Marlborough adopted the early college model with a STEM focus because of statewide declining student interest in STEM-related careers.
We need to do better, and not just do better by kids who are struggling, who we are focused on those gaps that exist between subgroups and in between any child and proficiency, but doing well by any child and the gap between where that child is in terms of their level of mastery and where they could be if they realize their full potential.
Officials say the program has been going well so far and will eventually be offered from 6th through the 12th grade.
It's incredibly important and incredibly exciting to have won and to have these resources to support the atmosphere and environment of innovation that we are encouraging in Massachusetts public schools.
There are 258 districts participating in the Race to the Top program in Massachusetts, including about 1,300 schools.
I thank the teachers. I thank the classroom teachers for what you do, the service and the love that you bring every day to these young people. You are the reason that they keep stepping it up year after year after year. And these young people and children like them around the Commonwealth are #1 in student achievement in the whole country and have been every year for the last 5 years. We are proud of you, and we thank you all for your service.
Assabet Valley High School hosted the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce's Networking Before 9 on Wednesday morning. The focus of the event was an educational showcase. Different schools participate in this annual event so that they can showcase what they offer to area students.
We have Marlborough High School, Hudson High School, the charter school is here, Immaculate Conception is here, of course it's here, so Assabet's here. We go to the other ones when it's in their buildings, and we even have some community colleges here as well, and four-year colleges.
20, 10, and even 5 years ago, schools were completely different than they are today. This education showcase portrayed the changes that have been occurring.
All of the schools have stepped it up in high tech and the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and math programs. And so this morning at Assabet, we are really featuring ours.
The showcase also allows for realtors to become knowledgeable in what this area offers when it comes to schools.
Way back when, I was a realtor, and the first thing people would ask me are, how are the schools? And I knew the school that I knew about, but I didn't know anything else about the other offerings, and so I made things up, or I, kind of assumed that everything was great, or would suggest that things are wonderful, when in reality, when they had a specific question, I couldn't answer it.
To make this annual networking showcase memorable this year, it was presented with a twist.
Assabet tends to go over the top on certain things. We love to show things off here at the school because we're so proud of what our kids do and how this school has really evolved over the last 5 or 10 years. We are so high tech now. So we decided that it would be a little different twist to this kind of an event. It's always a little dry. I mean, she's walking into a booth and just talking to people. So we decided to make it a crime scene.
Attendees walked into a crime scene and took part in the investigation into the death of a member of the community. Students from Assabet Valley programs using available evidence, paired with what they've learned so far in their classes, led the investigation.
We are showing off our design and visual department because we're going to have on-the-spot interviews with people, and there's things rolling on the scene. We have our drafting department down here. Our health tech professionals are down here because, of course, one of them must be a suspect. Our culinary arts department is really showing off because they're hosting this event. The people have waiters with passing food and everything. So our auto tech is here, proving that we still have auto tech. The biotech, of course, one of our newest shops. So we're pulling all the stops to make it a lot of fun. We hope that people will be talking about this for a long time.
Coming up, the Heritage Festival is taking place this weekend on Sunday. We have details about this year's Heritage Hero Award. Plus, we'll have your Pet of the Week. Don't move. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Paul Miner, Executive Director of Massachusetts 211. 211 is a non-emergency information hotline that provides callers with the information they need to solve many of life's everyday and sometimes critical problems. Whether it's finding government benefits or services, nonprofit organizations, support groups, crisis response, and official information, Mass 211 can help. This free and confidential service is provided to you by your local United Way. So remember, when you need non-emergency help, call 211.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The 2011 recipient of the Heritage Award has been named. Marlborough resident Kathleen Lizotte Lind will receive the award this Sunday, October 2nd at City Hall during this year's Heritage Festival. The annual honor recognizes a community member who helps preserve Marlborough's rich history. Here's the press conference that took place to announce the award.
As one of the members of the committee that organizes the Marlborough Heritage Festival every year, it gives me great pleasure in having a wonderful nominee, Kathleen Lizotte Lind, as our Heritage Heroine this year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Great. Congratulations. This is a wonderful event, and obviously we're very proud to be able to announce your name today and congratulate you on this wonderful award. And Sue's going to just remind us all about the Heritage Festival on Sunday.
This Sunday, October 2nd, we will have the Heritage Festival. It is from 10 to 3. Join us, and join us in congratulating Kathleen for being our Heritage Heroine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After the press conference was over, we spoke with Kathleen about receiving this award.
I'm just surprised because I'm doing something that I love that I didn't expect to get any recognition for, because it's for myself and everyone else.
Lind was selected from a number of nominees presented to the festival's planning committee. Whenever she can, Lind uncovers photographs, newspaper articles, and other items, selflessly sharing them with grateful people who are searching Marlborough's past.
10 years ago, I started reading the Marlborough Enterprise from the very first edition, which is like 1889. And I wanted to see just how my family came along.
She has contributed and continues to uncover data to Joan Abshire from the Marlborough Historical Society for her research of the local apple industry.
If you don't know where you come from, how can you know where you're going?
Today we have Anna, and Anna is an 8-year-old beagle who was originally adopted from Buddy Dog, and her owner had a strange habit of feeding her every time she barked. And if you know beagles, you know that beagles bark a lot. So Anna did put on quite a few pounds. She's on a weight loss program now, as I know many of you out there are on too, and so maybe you'd like to lose weight together with Anna. She's very, very, very sweet, and she already has lost a couple pounds. She's had her teeth cleaned, and she's ready to go. So if you're interested in Anna or any of the other dogs here at Buddy Dog, please feel free to call us at 978-443-6990.
The annual Haunted House Food Drive that collects items for the food pantry will be starting up again this weekend. The Haunted House takes place at 61 O'Grady Road in Marlborough from 6 to 10 p.m. every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night during the month of October. All are welcome to attend, and don't forget your item for our local food pantry. And before we go, don't forget that you can find all the information you need on our Facebook page. Just search WMCT-TV and become a fan. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of from Marlborough this week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.